Rents went from being like, I think around 1,100 for a house like that to being like 1,650 plus utilities. And I was like, wow, this is like well over 1% real plus utilities, slam dunk, right?
What were you thinking? What were you thinking, Matt, that was a bad idea?
Probably 800 and 1,200 plus utilities. If it had,
Can you imagine renting that
for a house?
$1,000 a month, $1,200 a month for a 3-bed, 1-bath home? That's actually very affordable when we look at where minimum wage is, what the average person can earn.
Basically, the government created the rent issue. Like,
absolutely.
if you bring minimum wage from like 10 or 11 bucks to 15, you know what happens? Rents go up 50%. It's exactly what happened. Literally. Exactly what we said would happen, happened.
Mike Rosehard is back on the channel today, and today we're diving back into the vault and we're reviewing an old smash or pass video. Not sure if you guys remember this. Some of the old hardcore fans will though, but Mike and I used to sit down and literally just scrape Kijiji in the MLS and look at real estate deals that were currently for sale and give you our opinion on whether we would smash or pass when it comes to that real estate deal. This one's actually quite funny because we do a smash or pass on a property that Mike, I believe, passes on, but later in real life ends up buying. It's a crazy story. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. And I'd love to hear from the audience. Would you guys like to see us do more smash or pass videos today in 2020? Would you like to see more reaction videos? Do you want just more Mike Rosehard in general? Let me know in that comment section and let's dive into today's video. What is up, YouTube? Mike and Matt here, and we dive deep into our back catalog of videos and found the very first smash or pass video we did. If this is a brand new concept to you guys, maybe you've seen the smash or pass videos on the internet. This is our version with real estate investing. So I think in this deal, what we did was we just trolled through Kijiji trying to find different for sale by owner properties and really laid out whether we thought they were truly a deal or not. Now this was back in September 2017, which if you guys aren't familiar with the London, Ontario real estate market, that's like a lifetime ago. Yeah. So do you want to give them some perspective? What was the real estate market like back in September 2017 versus, you know, 2019, 2020?
Yeah, it's wild. And in September 2017, the market had just started taking off. There was a bit of heat that had started to come into London. End of 2016, I think London was sort of like a cool market for like 2010 to 2016. There was not a lot of growth. It was like inflation plus a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden it was like there was attention and eyeballs on London. Maybe it was partly like guys like yourself selling the vision to Toronto investors that like London's a place and it exists.
Yeah.
Cash flow here.
Like, I think it's shocking. We don't realize the little bit of influence we do have and how that compounds. I think that our YouTube channels have had a direct impact on Southwestern Ontario's real estate market.
I myself have brought $20 million of my own capital to London. Like, imagine how many people just watched the videos and didn't invest. Like, there's got to be at least hundreds of millions of impact. That's enough to drive an economy.
That's crazy.
Especially if you're buying all the cash flowing inventory. You could create a bit of scarcity there and really drive a market up. So 2017, market had started to heat up a little bit. We were starting to see some more competition for offers, multiple offers on properties.
It was starting to happen.
Yeah, that was new for London. Before you could negotiate for like 6 months on a deal. And this was like, now it was getting fierce. So at that time we're thinking like, it's getting scarce to find good deals. What we thought were good deals, because like, you know, anything back then is probably a good deal, to be honest.
You just wanted to buy a turnkey 1%. That's essentially like, and you're like, okay, like it's good enough.
Honestly, like probably everything we would have seen.
Yeah, I'm really excited to jump into this video just to see what it was like back in 2017, because the memory is a fickle beast, right? Like, it's really easy for us to misremember, but like, we've got the recordings here, so we're going to literally see what the market was like. I'm just really curious. I got a feeling that we used to be really hard on deals too, so it's going to be fun to see whether like we had a single deal in this.
So to smash or pass, and so this is just another video series, and Mike and Matt on fire. Nice.
Nice.
This video
I guess you've done a lot this year.
I guess different this was the oldest one I could find.
Based on just the information that's provided in the ad, we kind of talk about what we think about the property. You know, is it a good deal? Can we see potential there? And we just kind of talk through the logic and
just hanging out in the tiny house, my old tiny house.
Again, we just kind of searched Kijiji. We just went through the houses, typed in the word rental, and this is what came up. So we have an East London 3-bedroom home. I already like the price point.
Do you want to know something? I bought this house.
131. Yeah.
After I passed on it, I think I ended up buying it. I think.
And you bought it?
Like months, like a year later, I bought it for less than that.
So we're not big on information. So great.
So that's one of my
rental alternative
classic
investments.
frustrations
Three-bedroom
is
home in
like
East London, newer
no
bathroom,
information,
some newer
right?
windows, doors, and flooring. Available anytime. Then just the sales guy's info and the address. So 861 Steadwell Street, London.
Just while Matt does that, a big pet peeve of mine is when there is no, they're claiming it's a great rental and there's no information on the potential rents, if it's rented, nothing. Just
No interior
information at all.
photos.
Yeah, just poorly marketed, and I think it's
Like, who are you hoping to
Rents
sell
were also
to?
super
Yes,
low, I
yeah.
think, still at this time.
Tell us, like, what did the deal end up working out to be? And then I'm going to scrub forward to our smash or pass. So, like,
Yeah,
how
so-
did it end up evolving for you? Did you buy it on market privately?
It was on market, but it was like they did a multiple offers thing, and I think the tenant was like a cousin or something of the owner. He was like his uncle or something,
Okay.
and he kind of like refused showings and left it really messy. But I saw past all of that. They did multiple offers. No one offered, and they listed it super low. They listed at 124.
Yep.
And I put an offer like at asking $1 over. So he told the other agents he was expecting like 5 offers, and I was like, I'll just throw one in, see what happens. You know, it's a good value play. Rents went from being like I think around 1,100 for a house like that to being like 1,650 plus utilities, and I was like, wow, this is like well over 1% rural plus utilities, slam dunk, right? The area is like gentrifying in a lot of ways. So at the time we put an offer in, and then all the other agents were like, oh, we're not going over asking for this house. So they all backed out, and the agent like just had to say, oh, I got an offer over asking. He couldn't say that it was like $1 over asking. So we got it for like 124, like 901 or something.
Yeah.
And we did a small reno. Made it into, I think it's a 3+1 bed, 2 bath with a basement, like it has a little like crappy half wall.
And what were you able to rent it out for?
I think it's 1675 plus utilities.
Do you still own it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I thought you actually sold it. Okay.
No, I think we got it reappraised like 200. So.
Oh, nice.
We did all right. Like right away, it was like an instant wedge deal or arbitrage deal. So it's interesting because I think I passed on it, and then a year later, the market heated up to a point where this became really attractive. Like a detached house with parking in London for $124,000. They didn't have any structural issues. It needed a new roof and like some minor stuff, but rare to find.
Back over. So all we know is that it's a 3-bed. That's that. It
I think
looks
1650 we rented it for actually, plus utilities.
Okay, so we did end up finding the photos.
To be honest, I don't think it's terrible. If like, I'm gonna go first. If that's cool.
Oh, I pass. Yep.
Good.
yeah.
All right. So I'm passing.
I'm passing too.
I'm gonna
Did
go
we
first.
both pass on this deal?
It seems insane that we would
3-bedroom house
for 130,000. Like,
oh yeah, 130 back then.
like that just seems insane. That like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking, Matt? That was a bad idea. I think that I at least salvaged it a bit, and I'm like, oh, you know, like I think you could buy it, but. It's crazy. Like time changes your perspective.
I like this one because we end up buying it like a year later. I really like to hear what I was thinking because I was totally wrong, I guess.
So my thoughts
Or
are
the market made me wrong.
To be honest, I don't think it's terrible. If like, I think there's a way you can make this a cash flowing property based on what I'm seeing here. It's going to need a little bit of love because some of that stuff is dated, but maybe you just change the flooring here, painting everything, and hopefully limping through the rest. But the reason I'm still passing,
I can see it.
What I'm saying, I
Did you paint it though?
No, we left it the blue.
It looks like a
it was actually nice. We just put stainless, I think, in.
Oh, that would make it look like
anywhere
trendy.
between probably 800 and 1,200 plus utilities. If it
Can you imagine renting that
for a house?
Although, like you heard my range, that's kind of in line with what you said, 1,100, right? I'm like 800.
So rents have like almost doubled. Like it's insane that like where could you rent a 3-bedroom house detached in London for $800 plus utilities? That's what it was like in 2017, guys.
You literally that doesn't exist anymore.
It was a different world back then.
Legit, we rent bachelor apartments that are 250 square feet for $750 is our starting price.
Yeah, I can't even. That's like Kellen's little apartment, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and Kellen rented his 400 square foot apartment for $1,000, right?
Yeah. Just wild. Like the rents have gone crazy in London, and that makes deals like these, their income producing properties, extremely attractive.
And so we throw around terms like the rents have gone crazy, but when you take a step back, like it's just crazy from where it was. But when we look at an affordability perspective, $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month for a 3-bed, 1-bath home. That's actually very affordable when we look at where minimum wage is, what the average person can earn, things of that nature. So like, while we're throwing around terms like crazy, I think that our rent prices here in London today in this market is actually still quite sustainable.
Yeah, and at that time we just had the minimum wage, I think, spike to 15, supposed to go to 15, and we're like, oh, then rents, basically the government created the rent issue. Like, if you bring minimum wage from like 10 or 11 bucks to 15, you know what happens? Rents go up 50%. It's exactly what happened. Exactly what we said would happen, happened. So if you want to blame anyone for the high rent prices, don't blame the landlords. Blame the government.
100%.
And like another bath or a half bath, I think that would really help you. You know, I think it's
and I
below
just
the
had to
average
add that.
price
I did
point
that.
for the average house in that
I should watch the video and take your advice.
It's probably not even completely inconceivable that you could attempt to flip on this property, particularly if you could negotiate down a bit. Like if you could get it about 20% lower than asking, I think like buy this around 100. I think that gives you some more breathing room if you were to try and burr it or flip it or whatever. Just right now, I don't know.
I'll give you $1 for your house, sir.
I just don't. I think there's better deals out there. So that's why I'm passing on it. But if you were to buy this property, I don't think that you...
YouTube, sorry to interrupt your video, but I was just hanging out with my boys Jeff Weibo and Humble CEO, and we're talking about how you guys do not comment nearly enough on my YouTube videos, WTF. So what we're going to do to fix that is we're giving stuff away randomly just to YouTube commenters. In fact, we've already selected one. We're going to throw it up here right now for you guys, and we're going to give them something for free. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's swag, maybe it's a one-on-one coaching call with me. We'll figure it out later, but we're going to continuously give away stuff for free to anyone that leaves comments in my YouTube video. I mean, help myself, help Jeff Weibo, help Ben Humble CEO, grow my YouTube channel, but we need your guys' help by commenting way more often. Let's get that engagement up, and thanks again for watching this video.
Made a terrible mistake. I just think that you've probably, you know, I think you have a pretty safe floor.
So you heard it here first, Mike.
Really
you did not make a terrible mistake.
Your bandwidth is really narrow.
No, we did well, so.
Agreed. I passed because...
I bet you're going shit on the East.
100%. I was extremely negative on the East.
Like, I have a few key areas that I really focus on. This one's out of the scope. Like ham and eggs is...
I hated ham and eggs for a long time. I still hate ham and eggs. I own a few select properties there that were really good deals.
Long term, I don't know. But also, again, I think the same point you're making, the ceiling. I think that like if I was going to buy this property, any property that I want to buy now, I want to make sure it had potential, right? I'm a sucker for potential.
Yeah, I guess so. Like
little, but
like, does your perspective change from who you are today versus who you would have been before you bought the property?
This is so funny.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So like as a first property, when I was starting out, it was all about me living there and house hacking on my first deal, right? So could you house hack and rent out rooms and live here and fix it up a little bit? Make a bit of sweat equity, maybe 20 or 30 grand if you negotiated pretty well. Yes, I think you could. It's an affordable starter house. If you're looking to rent out a few bedrooms, it's probably you can make it into a 4-bedroom.
I would bet,
I would think it'd be possible. 4-bed, 1.5 bath, pretty safely. Hard to tell. I haven't walked through it.
It's funny that we think that's worth 130 grand back then.
Again, I think the margins are too slim for me to ever make anything on this property.
Yeah.
So I would never go for it.
Yeah.
And then as a rental,
you'd never go for that property.
And then a year later,
a small property, like my perspective over time has changed, right? Whereas like a $100,000 property to me feels like almost a waste of time.
It's a waste of a mortgage. It's
such a small deal, a waste of a mortgage.
And the due diligence.
It was an investor's mortgage, so I didn't mind wasting it.
So one thing that I think would be useful to share perspective is, at this point in time, I literally think anything that's not a tear down under 200,000 is likely to be a deal in this market, simply because when I look at affordability, there's a huge difference between renting and owning your own property. A lot of people get very emotional about being able to afford their own property, and seeing how there's such low inventory in the sub 200 price range, I think that you should be able to make money, or at least not lose money, on pretty much any deal that's sub 200 that, again, is not a complete teardown.
Yeah. I totally echo everything, and it's crazy where my mind was at. Like at that time, I was like investing in just under like Western University, North and West, and like downtown. I had my core areas. I was like, I subscribed to this mentality that like you only wanted to buy in the A locations, like prime locations, and I'd find cash flow in those locations, which meant that I had to look at a lot of deals to find cash flow in those areas. But my mindset shifted when I exploded and bought like 50 properties in a year. I guess a year from this point,
Yeah.
I started buying again, right? And because I think I hadn't even sold here yet. I was
Yeah,
just getting
no,
ready to start selling properties, I think, in 2017. And so, I was selling a couple at that time. I was in the selling mindset then. That's why I probably passed a lot.
Okay.
Because I was in the process of getting out of some of my properties. So that might have been part of what was biasing my mindset at the time. Plus, like, it's such a small deal, right? Like at the time, my mindset was looking at like $400,000 houses, which were big, and I can get a mortgage on that, and that's a lot of leverage. But wasting a mortgage on like a small deal didn't feel right. Later on, it was actually an investor partner that we joint ventured on it. It made a lot of sense because it was his mortgage, and he had 10 of them available, and he was fine with it. It was a good deal. You know, I think a year happened, and in January, February, like 5-6 months after this, the market shot up another 15%, and I saw huge value in all the houses were starting to push, like to get a house under 200,000 started to become hard to do. And I saw this for 124, thought it would go multiples to like 160, 170. It's like, oh, I'll just throw in an offer, and got lucky that all the other offers got scared away. It was the offer date was bad, just like some stuff wasn't done well by the agent, I think, and it worked in our favor.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
It's interesting that like
I love that we got this one because that's just crazy to me.
Came back on it.
You're a $500,000 property isn't actually going to be a lot different, right? Like you're going to go through, you're checking the same boxes, looking at
Let's
the
jump
same
to the next
stuff.
guy.
Same with like some
No,
things.
is that one a deal that looks familiar too? No.
If you're not,
I just bought all the crap.
kind of doing it, right?
Is it even 1% rule? I don't know. You could maybe
No,
get like
unless you negotiate it down.
Exactly.
900 I said for rent.
Okay, so we're going to jump over to 28
That's too
Wellington
good.
now. So we have a
Prime
prime rental property in the Old South, asking 205, and we got a video.
It's actually
this is a PC
like decent
275.
You know, those guys have been doing a good job with their marketing strategies. I see a lot of advertisements and things.
When PC 275 was still breaking in.
Yeah, true, eh?
It looked so beat up.
Yeah.
Just nasty cinder block, like gross wood.
Like they could look better if you painted that entire row.
Those pulls in that cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Those are weird.
It's really mellow music.
Look at that TV. Jeez.
Like, I don't think
yeah.
I've
Lend it
that.
down to
Yeah.
the
I've
parquet.
literally never seen that. That looks like a nice bedroom though.
Yeah, good size.
And it looks like if this is tenant occupied, like the tenant looks pretty good, or at least tidied up.
Nice
Yeah, like
big
overall the
baseboards.
property does look nice.
It's in nice condition, stainless,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a duplex. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that looks like an even nicer, trendier.
wow, it's nice
unit,
inside, but
right?
the outside looks like crap. They should have painted that house before they listed it.
Absolute, like that's silly.
Tenant owns a dick.
Easy
Yeah,
discount.
that's a good
Plus.
sign.
Especially because this is going to be targeting like small buyers or emotional home buyers.
Who are gonna care if it looks nice outside?
And their parents are going to care. And
their parents would drive up and be like, "Ooh, you can't
Yeah.
live in this." Like,
The baseboards
so there
are
goes mums and dads'
easy to
approval.
Large. Overall, nice finishes.
man, I still have no patience though. I'm like, come on, like let's go through these photos faster, man.
It's so slow.
Possible.
Plenty of
Look
parking.
at that parking. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice little duplex with parking.
Wow, it's been the
On a busy road, that's important.
Yeah.
Might be an opportunity. Look at that property next door. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, that one looks
Oh,
good.
yeah, that guy.
Have some potential too.
They blew their exterior budget on those 4 chairs.
Yeah.
Gives us a pretty good feel of it.
Yeah.
Back.
Where
That's good.
exactly is it? On Wellington Road.
So Wellington, so it's like right off, like right where
Oh,
we're
right
off
High
the-
Street.
Yeah,
So
near that property
Yeah.
that I.
Everything's a deal, I guess, now, eh? Jeez.
like
go.
if that's a
Turn off.
duplex, I'd easily like green
Attention
light it.
investors, first-time buyers, and anyone looking for a little extra income from a good tenant. This terrific City of London licensed up and down duplex is located between downtown and LHSC, making it prime rental property in Old South. The front 1-bedroom unit is bigger than most. The 2-bedroom unit at the rear shows very well with a nice layout. The terrific
Nice
duplex
that neither's in the
features plenty of
basement.
parking for
Yeah,
3 cars,
both above
private
grade.
pets
Like,
rear
that'd
yard.
make me buy
Shingles
it for
replaced
sure.
in 2015, AC and energy efficient.
At 205,
furniture
like,
replacement, all appliances are
yeah. You
included.
even negotiate that
Don't
maybe
delay,
to
this
like
property
199.
would be a great investment
200?
for your portfolio. Then some links to some more information and
But like, if you look, like in the
rent,
last 6 months, right, in London, I think there's only been like 6 duplexes sell on the MLS for less than 220, right? And one of those was completely gutted by fire and sold for 160. So like, yeah, 200 just seems like a rubber stamp at this point, especially looking that nice on the inside because it's turnkey.
Turnkey.
If I had to guess,
You could literally fix up the outside and reappraise it probably.
Exactly. The thing about cap rates is that like,
2 and 1.
as rent prices rise, so too does the price of the house, right? It's just a relationship between rent and price.
708, high 8s, and the 2 would be somewhere between mid 7s and 9 would be my guess. That's probably.
I think you could safely add $400 or $500 to those rents.
That's not really Old South at all.
No, but it's adjacent to it, so that's something.
That area did like gentrify a bit.
So I think that's.
Yeah, I've been buying in
much
there
information
recently.
as we're gonna get about that guy. You know, you can see that.
My decision was made after I said that.
Alrighty,
You guys
ready?
ready?
Let's do this. So I'm
Oh
going
man.
Oh, buy and hold, nice.
I won't buy and hold.
I think I got your logic
Wow,
on it.
I was gonna
So
buy it.
kind of
Oh,
debating
nice.
too, so
I would've
let's
done
start
alright.
with you.
In order for me to put this on as a buy and hold, I had to put myself back in a position where
Yeah.
I'd actually be interested in acquiring a property like this in this area. So if
Mhm.
I was pro in this area, and if I was just starting out or something, I actually know a few people who I think might be able to buy this and make it work as a buy and hold. Specifically, if they lived in the 1 bedroom, which looks
Mhm.
pretty modern, pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, it looks very nice.
A little bit of exterior work, like you could paint it up and
Yeah.
make it nice, but
Yeah.
that wouldn't be all that much work with a
I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think that would appraise for if you fixed up the outside today?
Oh, today like 300,
Yeah, I agree.
like safely.
Yeah. What do you think it would cost to make that exterior look nice?
A few $1,000s.
Yeah.
Like paint goes pretty far, right? Mm-hmm. And a little bit of curb appeal, like maybe a nicer post. And let's take a look at it again. Yeah, honestly, just a coat of paint would go a long way. Like some nice trim paint along the top, and just like a nice
Yeah, and paint
neutral
like
color.
paint everything, but
cap the windows to make them look new. Even
Yeah.
if they're not, you just can cap all the wood around to make it look nice. That would help a lot. And a new front door with like glass
Yeah.
would make it kind of pop,
Yeah.
right? And a door's a couple $100 pre-hung. So these changes could be made relatively cheaply.
Well, either way, I think that like now we both feel very safe saying that this is a deal.
Employer in this neighborhood. Yeah, so I think my thoughts pretty much mirror yours, that this would be a perfect turnkey property, especially for like, if you're a young professional, you want to live downtown but not pay downtown prices, you want an income helper, you know. I'm guessing that back unit, if it's not currently rented for 800 or more, it could be rented for 800 or more, utilities included.
For a two bed,
It looked
yeah.
quite nice. I felt
Yeah.
like it was a good size. They said it was
I
a
think
large.
now you could rent it for 1,200
Yeah.
in your
Wouldn't be a
sleep,
stretch to try to get like 900.
especially looking that
No,
nice.
absolutely, yeah.
You might even get like 1,300
So,
is
yeah,
possible.
like if you were talking,
Well, especially because you're probably doing
950
utilities
range,
included,
like,
so
Yeah.
like
it's gonna
I could
cover
see
your
even
mortgage
going
and,
as
like,
high
a
as
good chunk of your
1350,
utilities and
14
stuff.
if
So
your
you're probably
utilities
living there
in.
paying taxes,
Just south of
insurance,
downtown, I could see it
maybe a little
too.
bit of utilities.
Well, Matt's getting us
like,
house hacking, guys.
yeah,
If you're
a
not
two
house
bed,
hacking, you need to
you
be
could
house
have
hacking.
parking for
It's one of
two
the best
easily
ways to
there,
introduce
which like
one of
that's
your
kind of
major
rare
one
if you're
of the
getting in the
expenses.
downtown area.
Yeah.
If you can get that down, that's a huge win. Start throwing cash away.
And you're on the
Start
bus
having-
rapid
Even if
transit.
someone bought
Yeah.
this and overpaid a little bit, which is what happened to me on my
House
first
hack.
property.
Even now
I
I'm
had
doing
really
a
bad
$750,000
real estate
house and still
agent.
house
I got into
hacking.
a deal that
Same.
wasn't
Yeah,
very
exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And time healed the wound, but it was one of those things where I was further ahead even if time hadn't healed my wound because I was house hacking. I
Yeah.
was living there for free, and that was a huge
Yeah.
win at the end of the day. You can't really go wrong, I think, buying a property, even if you're paying market value
Mhm.
or you're not quite meeting the 1% rule. But it's an awesome place for you to hang your head, close to public transit, lots of
Yeah.
parking. Looks like it's pretty turnkey.
I feel the
licensed
same
to
way as
city,
I
no hassle.
felt
Yeah.
then.
So in that sense, I think in the right, depending on your parameters of your portfolio,
Mhm.
I think it would fit in someone's
Yep.
portfolio as a buy and
100%
hold.
agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I
completely.
would work on the price a little bit, but
Mhm.
yeah.
And yeah, like, and again,
Working the
just kinda,
price because it felt a little high back then, I
yeah.
think.
I mean, yeah, this was actually like crazy. Like both of those are just like no brainers now. We definitely need to do this again because I want to see like what other
And then
deals
track it
like.
3 years from now when it's
Oh
like,
man, yeah.
wish I didn't buy anything because it all crashed.
Yeah, like it'll be interesting to see with time, but I actually really love it that we have this time machine where we can go
Yeah.
back and see where our headspace was at, what we were thinking, because yeah, like I definitely wasn't thinking that in 2019 we'd look back and be like, man, like that's not even questionable. Like
Yeah.
they're just like,
Like we're kicking our past selves in the ass for not buying more.
yeah, that's why these days, like myself and Adam Martin from my team, we are always trying to remind ourselves this little saying we got, which is always be buying aggressively, ABBA. Because like, I seem to only ever regret the deals I don't buy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really enjoyed this video. I'm pretty sure we're going to make more of these in the future. If you guys enjoyed this video, let us know in that comment section. Smash that like button if you did enjoy the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And if people want to follow along with your journey, Mike, what's the
Yeah, just on Instagram at Mike Rosehart or on YouTube at Mike Rosehart.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you jump over and give Mike's channel some love, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again to Mike for taking the time to do this reaction video with me. It was a lot of fun just getting to catch up with him again. I'd love to do more videos like this, but I need to know from you guys, do you want more Mike Rosehart on my channel? Do you want more reaction videos, or do you want more smash or pass? Let us know in the comment section and we'll happily deliver, because this year in 2020, we're focused on producing a YouTube video a day. So if you guys haven't already done so, hit that notification bell so that every day you get notified when we drop a new hot YouTube video.